Hello and welcome to the Chilled Investor. This is not financial advice. Always do your own research. In today's video, I'm going to talk about ASOS. So the first thing we're going to do is look at the financials. So as we scroll down and we look at the revenue. Now we can see the revenue has gone up from 1.9 billion all the way to 3.9 billion, effectively doubling from 2017 to 2021, and it's risen every single year, as apart from 2019 has the profit. So next we're going to look at the assets. So we'll scroll down, and once we get past the earnings per share and what have you, so we look at the non-current assets, and as you can see we've got 137.4 million, 241.6 million, 296 and so on in property, plant and equipment. The intangible assets, same sort of thing again, and so on. We get to the bottom, and so for the non-current assets we're actually topping 1.3 billion. So we can see that's pretty healthy. It's growing year on year. And then we go to the current assets, and as we can see that's also grown year on year, except for a little dip in 2018, but otherwise growing year on year by quite substantial amounts. And then when we look at the total assets, as we can see it's gone up from 840 million there right up to 2.88 billion. So we're talking at least triple, well over triple of the total assets. So now we're going to look at the current liabilities. So borrowings remain stable. If anything, it's kept quite down. Other current liabilities, they have risen a little bit, as you would expect, as your turnover increases and you have to supply more goods. And then the borrowings on the non-current liabilities have risen quite a bit, but again understandable with the operating costs. And then when we go all the way down to total liabilities, we can see unfortunately that has also grown year on year, and that has literally tripled since 2017 to 2021. Now when we go down to the bottom and we have a look at the total equity, we can see that despite the increase in liabilities, it has actually risen and risen again to 87 million all the way up to a billion. So again, at over 3 times the amount of equity that it had from 2017 right to 2021. So for a look at the more recent financials, I thought I'd have a quick look on Yahoo, because they show the trailing 12 months. And according to the trailing 12 months, which probably goes up to 31st of May, because that's their last posted trading statement, we can see that we're on 3.938 billion, which is slightly more than it was for 2021. So I'm thinking they could have a better year this year than they did previous. And that's even taking into account all of the issues with distribution, deliveries from different countries and such like, and with all the issues with Russia as well, as they have operations in Russia, so the Russia-Ukraine situation will have also affected them. Now one issue I do have with ASOS is that they don't have any dividend yield whatsoever, so you are literally relying on the value of the share increasing to be able to sell it to cash in a profit, and on that basis is one I'd really tend to stay away from, because if you take a punt on it, the share price goes down, you've either got to sell it at a loss or keep hold of it. Now if you are going to keep hold of it and there is a small dividend, at least you're earning, so I always look for a dividend as a backup. So now if we look at how the share has performed over the last year on the share chart, we can see that around a year ago we was looking at around £40 a share, and now it's, as you can see on the chart, it's gradually gone downward and downward and downward, all the way down to what we're at about now, which is around £10, £10.50 a share. So it's actually lost about 3/4 of its value, and that really shows us that it's not in a great place. Although I do believe as things get better as the Russia-Ukraine issue sorts itself out, it may be able to recover somewhat. But really, it'd be taking a bit of a punt, especially, like I say, without the backup of the dividends. And for me, it's one to maybe watch. If the share price drops a bit, you could maybe buy in a little bit, quick flip, sell it for a few percent. But honestly, I kind of think it's a bit of a risky one. If you found this video useful, please think about subscribing. And if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If there's anything else you want me to discuss, stocks and shares related, please feel free to drop us a comment and I'll see what I can put together. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.